Hey guys, this is Keith with KJ Aquatics, and today I am doing this outside. So it's actually pretty freaking bright out here. It's a nice day, and I can't see the chat too well. But hopefully, you guys can see me all right. Big fat guy. Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I actually got three boxes today, and some of it's pond plants, some of it is aquarium plants, and some of it is dual purpose. So actually, most of the aquarium plants that you grow indoors, if you want to try them outdoors, um, they work. So they work. So can you guys hear me okay? Just give me a sound check if you can. Let me see. Can you hear me? All right, good. All right, cool. Thanks, Jeff. All right, so again, I'm gonna get right into this, and hopefully all this stuff is good because this was a pretty fat dollar amount that I ordered. So let's see. All right, the first box. These are mother plants, Anubias mothers. This looks like barteri. Nice big plants. So one got one that fell out of the box. So these are on the website already. We actually got 10 of them. It looks like they sent me. No, this one is I believe this one is Congensis. So I see Barteri Congensis. I ordered them assorted because that's the only way they would offer them because it was pretty much first come first serve. So got some pretty nice stuff here. But yeah, so there's 10 of these. I put them on the website already, so you can go check them out there. They're just listed as Anubias assorted mother pots or something like that. I forget the exact description. There's no picture on the website because you see them here. So, anyways, that's the first box, which was just the Anubias. This was a lot of money right here, so it's all good though. All right, I'll put those in the shade. Next box up is, let's see what we got. Got a knife today instead of my key. Actually works a little better. Next up is see. I decided to do this outdoors today just because I got three boxes. Our fish room here is actually square footage wise is really small. So this allows me a little bit more area. Plus it's a beautiful day up here. I think the current temperature right now is around 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun's out and no rain last time. So like happened to me last time. All right. This is an aquarium plant. But again, if you wanted to try it outdoors, you could. Crinum calamistratum. So this one's nice too. Crinum calamistratum. I know Aquafunk was asking about these, so if you catch this now, Aquafunk, or on the replay, I got more Crinum calamistratum. Okay. Um, Next up is the very common but very popular um, Java fern. Sun's out, but Keith has no guns. I got fat guns. I think Miss Lori is going to need a crinum for her new. Yep, need a bunch of them. Get a bunch for a 180. Look really cool. Oh, I actually ordered this plant right here last week, and they didn't ship it. They billed me for it, but they didn't ship it. So they had to ship it this week. Just making sure I got 6. But these are giant sensitive fern clippings. But this will grow super easy from a clipping. This will actually grow as a floater. So just float this in your tanks if you got sufficient light above, or put this in your ponds or tubs as long as it's warm enough. Right now it's still a little bit too cold in the Northeast to probably put these outdoors. So I'm going to float them indoors in a 55 with I have some LED lights above a 55. So giant sensitive ferns. This is a really cool plant. They're all closed right now. But once these are like left alone and they're happy, the leaves open up. And then if you touch them, they'll close down. So it's pretty cool. Just check your local state laws on this plant right here, because I know this one is on the no-no list in a few states. It's perfectly fine in New York where I'm at, but just make sure you check your local laws, because it is on the no-no list in a couple states I know of. So that's giant sensitive fern. I actually put this over here, float it. If I miss anybody, I said hi when I first started this. Sun's out, beer's out. That's Tommy. I got the good old Keystone Light right here. It's also like right around lunchtime, so it's all right to crack the top. What's up, Fathom? Yeah. Fathom says he likes the tubs in the background. I got them all flipped over. I got 9 of them. And let me show off these guns because I'm freaking getting hot. But I got 9 of them, and I just got them flipped over. I filled one of them just because I put some water lilies in it, just so they just had enough water depth for the lily. But the other ones for right now, I'm just letting Mother Nature fill them up with rain. And I have a few that probably anywhere from 3 to probably 8 inches of water, depending on the tub size. So yeah, getting some free water from above. So there we go. Take it off. The sun's beating down on me. I'm freaking hot. All right. Let me see what else we got. Next up is Brazilian pennywort. I love this plant. This is, if you watched me before, you're going to see something that I always do when I get this plant. I'm going to do like Joe Biden with little girls. I'm going to sniff it. Oh, yes. Smells so nice. But yeah, Brazilian pennywort. This is a plant that you could plant it or you could float it. Here we like to float it. This also does really, really well in your outdoor tubs when it warms up a little bit, and this will produce like nice little flower. I absolutely love Brazilian pennywort. You get this big floating leaf that's like a lily, and again, it smells so good. What's up, Jenna P? And thank you for modding, throwing up those links. All right. So let me see what else I got. Next up, Jungle Val species red. And if you heard me mention this before, these don't necessarily get red, people. So don't freak out if you buy it and it don't get red. It's only going to get a reddish color under like really, really good lighting. But I prefer this over the regular Jungle Val because it gets in my opinion and from my experience, it gets a wider leaf versus the regular Jungle Val, which is, I don't know, Vallisneria americana, I think, is the Jungle Val. This one, I actually forget the scientific name, but it is a different variant. but under good lighting, you'll get a reddish hue towards the top of the leaves. So that's jungle val. Book cats, hello. And then if I miss some people, I see someone said hi to Chevy. Hello, Zen, Stephen P, Gigantea. That probably is it, Stephen. Just because the leaf gets wider. Um, yeah, that's true. That's true what Coro said right there. All right, next up is another Vallisneria species. I sell the snot out of this one. Um, this is Vallisneria spiralis, and don't get confused with the name. That spiralis is just a scientific name. This one grows straight as can be. So let me get a good specimen. Different sizes here, but this is Vallisneria spiralis. The common name is Italian val. Uh, this grows straight. This does really, really well in hard water. All Vallisneria will, but this is actually endemic to. I don't know if it's endemic. I'd have to look at it more, but it is. It is in Lake Tanganyika, so this does perfectly fine. So if you have a Tanganyika biotope, or you're wanting to keep some tangs, um, Tanganyikan cichlids are really, really cool, and a lot of them are pretty chill for being a cichlid, and not all of them will eat plants. So if you're doing it like a shell dweller tank, so if you got some Neolamprolocus, whatever, multifasciatus, those will look really cool. Besides just sand and shells, so you can give a little accent with the valves, and they'll do really, really well. Next up is another plant I sell the snot out of, and this is not one you really want to escape with, but this is a breeder's plant. This is a person that keeps ponds, or you breed fish indoors, and it's the ever popular hornwort. This is a plant that just floats around, doesn't float on the surface. It basically just floats where it wants to go, um, and it provides exceptional fry cover. It oxygenates the water really good. It grows fast, so it's going to burn up a lot of the excess nutrients. So again, this works really good. And the funny thing is, this works really good in combating algae, because algae and plants are going to compete for the nutrients in the water, and then this will outcompete the algae. So this helps actually control algae, if you believe me or not. But anyways, hornwort, a bunch of it. Um, and if you're doing any outdoor tubs, it's really good, because it's an oxygenator, and it's going to help maintain water quality. All these tubs in the background. The first year I did tubs, I ran a bunch of sponge filters to each tub, um, but they don't do a lot, and besides add aeration, in my opinion. So after that, I did sponge filters, and then the year after that, I did a couple sponge filters, but more so just for the aeration. And then finally, I gave up sponge filters because they get all nasty, and to me, they weren't filtering the water; they were just providing aeration. So last year, this will be, I think, the fifth or sixth season I'm doing tubs. But last year, I said, F all the sponge filters, and I just ran an air stone just for aeration, and allowed the plants to do their thing. So I loaded up each one of these tubs with different plants, marginals along the top in the baskets, hornwort. Down below the surface, I planted a couple different species of Lewigia, a couple different species of Rotella, some Vallisneria. Um, and I said hornwort, and then floaters on top. I did some different floaters. I usually bring in some water hyacinth, but that water hyacinth is illegal in a lot of states. So I know down in Louisiana, for Stephen and Jenna, I can't ship it down there, or anybody in Texas. But the funny thing is, like Stephen and Jenna being in Louisiana, you can go, or even if you're in Florida, you can go and find it growing out in the swampland. So there's no need. If you're in states where water hyacinth is illegal, um, I can't say 9 times out of 10, but at least 50% of the states where water hyacinth is illegal, it is actually growing there invasive. So you can go and find some. So, all right. Next up is a stem plant. I know Stephen and Jenna like stem plants, and there's a few other people here. But this stem plant right here, to me, is one of my favorites, um, just because of how it looks. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on camera, but this is Ludwigia ovalis. And if you could see the variegated leaves, this is grown actually immersed, but it converts real easy. Under like low tech, lower light conditions, it'll stay more like this. But you give this some highlight, and with highlight, more times than not, you're going to need to inject CO2 to keep the tank in balance. But you give this some highlight, and it's going to like turn a really, really nice red. But Ludwigia ovalis, when it's grown under lower tech conditions, you're going to get more of a variegated leaf. But I absolutely love ovalis. It converts real easy from immersed to submerged, no problem. Most Ludwigias do. I find most Ludwigias, as long as you have the proper nutrients and the proper lighting, they'll convert real easy. Some of them are a little bit tougher to convert if you're trying to grow it with low light. But like Ludwigia repens, which is the Ludwigia species red, um, it's funny they call it red. It actually stays stays green, but it'll grow okay under lower light, not low light, but say medium light, but it'll stay more green. But you pump up the light and inject some CO2, and the reds are going to pop as well. So this is Ludwigia ovalis, absolutely one of my favorite Ludwigias, and does really, really well in outdoor tubs. Um, Liquid Zoo is always busting my balls. So thank you for joining, Matt. And I'm missing some of you guys. Sketty, hello. Oh, these were on a special this week, so I grabbed some. These are Kleiner bar swords. A really nice sword. These are grown immersed, so you're gonna is what it is. They do convert, but these are Kleiner bar. A really, really nice looking sword. And the way you could tell easily, if you don't know, some of you guys know, or probably most of you know, um, sword plants in general, when they're grown immersed, you're going to have more of a rounded leaf. Once they convert, the leaf is going to be more elongated. Um, so it's going to be more narrow, longer, and then that's the submerged form. But Kleiner bar are pretty easy. This is probably my second favorite sword. My first favorite sword plant is just the red Reuben. Um, but again, here's Kleiner bar sword. And if you missed when I first said, um, I updated the I updated the inventory on the website already. So if you want some of what you see right now, it's on the website. Next up in this box was Cryptocarine Wenti Brown. Some people call it bronze. These are smaller. I'm going to pot these up, so I'll probably do 2 potted plants per pot. All right. So they're actually not that big. So I'll give you 2 per pot. So this is Crypt Wenti Brown. Out of the Crypt Wenti species, this is probably my favorite, even over Pink Flamingo. Pink Flamingo's nice, but I think Pink Flamingo, in my opinion, on how I like plants. I mean, everybody's different on what they like, but to me, Pink Flamingo is overrated. I would much rather have um, a bunch of Crypt Wenti Brown and maybe some green and red mixed in to give a little color contrast. So, all right. So I did get some snails. I'm not going to bust these out of the bag right now. But I got assorted mystery snails. We've been selling mystery snails on the website, or in general for a while. I got actually some nice colors in here. I wish you guys could see them, but if there's a specific color variant that you want and you want some mystery snails, hit me up. Other than that, we just sell them as assorted, but they are on the website. I used to breed mystery snails, but I don't anymore. I can get them. I can get them and still make a little bit of profit by just getting them. The plant nursery has them. The plant nursery, I also get olive nerites from the plant nursery. And I never got them, but the plant nursery, funny thing is, has fiddler crabs. If you guys are ever interested in fiddler crabs, hit me up. I can get them. What else do they have? They got Japanese trapdoor snails. I've tried those a couple times. They're really good for ponds. Trapdoor snails are good for ponds. They're good at eating algae. But they never survived for too long when I had them indoors. So I just don't get them anymore. But that was all in that box. Now, let's see what's in this fat thing. This is actually a bigger box. Oh, if you didn't hear me say it at the beginning of the stream, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining in, watching me open some boxes and showing you some plants that we're putting in inventory. And yeah, I'm missing people. Yes, I seen Coral make a comment. Buy fiddler crabs. Hold on. Yeah, you can buy fiddler crabs at bait shops if you live on the coast, Alishan. They don't. I live inland, so they don't sell them. Canastillo says, yeah, trapdoor snails are live bears. Yes, they are. But anytime I try to keep them in long term indoors, David, they never did well for me. They'll live for a while. They do okay when I keep them in tubs. So like I said, I brought them in a couple times, but I stopped bringing them in. So, all right. So here, I got a bunch of pond plants. So the first one, they're already flowering. But this is a pond marginal called the obedient plant. Pull the tag so you can see the tag. Really nice. This is actually a native species just south of us, down around Maryland, probably in Virginia, North Carolina. So this is a Native American or North American native plant, obedient plant. The scientific name is Cytotegia virginiana. I think I pronounced that right too. So pretty nice. So I got several of those. These are actually like really nice. Look at that pink flower. It's pink like you, Canastillo. It's another obedient. And again, I uploaded these on the website. This one's really cool. I say that a lot. All plants are cool. All plants matter. This is a chameleon plant. It's not real big right now, and it doesn't get real tall. But if you can see the tag, chameleon plant has nice variegation. Green, red, black. Really cool pond marginal. And these don't always have to be grown like in a pond. Also, you plant them around. They just the soil has to be like a little bit more wet than say you planted them in the desert in Arizona or something. But okay, that's another obedient. That was a chameleon. Next up is green arrow arum. This is another North American native plant. Nothing real fancy, but it has a cool leaf shape. It's like an arrowhead, so it's kind of sort of like a sigonium, but this is a North American native plant. I'm looking at the tag right now. It says Palandra virginica. So that's telling me that down around the Virginia area, you'll probably find it. So if you live in Virginia, you could probably go raid some of your local waterways and find some of these. But be careful collecting plants in the wild. Not that there's any pathogens or whatever, but you might be breaking the law depending on where you're collecting them at. So I know I collected some up in one of the lakes up in the Adirondacks. I collected some blue flag iris, and I collected some Sagittarius subdolata, and I collected um, uh, Vallisneria americana. It was all growing just wild up at the lake, and then I already collected it. I had it in the bucket, and then I seen a sign. I didn't see it before because it wasn't obvious, but I seen a sign when I was walking around the park, and it said no collection of plants or, but you could fish there, but it had a sign posted say no collection of wild vegetation or whatever, and I was like, oops. So I didn't get caught, but yeah, I did a no. So all right, next up, and these are not on the website. The reason being is because they're too hard to ship. But if you're local to me, or if you really, really, really want some, message me, because this is the Bengal Tiger Canna. You'll have to look this up to see. Well, I can get the tag out. But this one's not on the website. But that's what it looks like if you can see it. This tag doesn't have a good picture of the flower, but it's an orange colored flower that it produces. So this is a can of Bengal Tiger. These are on the website, and these are actually bigger than I expected. So I'll have to ship them if you order it. But I had these last year. This is Canna African Sunset. Absolutely stunning canna. Um, these are like much bigger than I anticipated, which is okay. It's just harder for me to ship. Um, just because of right here, this plant's 18, 20 inches tall right here. This one is. So that's Canna African Sunset. I might pull those off the website just because they're going to be a bitch to ship. It's another African Sunset. Another one. These are actually super nice. So the price I have them on the website is probably too friggin' low for the specimens you're going to get. More African Sunset. And another one. This is a chameleon plant. I showed you that one. It's another Bengal Tiger. Okay. These are big too. Holy smoly moonies. This is this is an iris. An iris can grow in your garden, or you can grow them as a marginal. Um, this one is actually endemic down where Stephen and Jenna live. So this is called Iris louisiana. That's actually the scientific name. This is the black gamecock iris. Produces a beautiful purple looking flower, as you can see on the card. So what you see right now is just the plant without the flower. Um, they'll flower later on in the year, but iris work really, really well in summer tubs, and you plant them around the edge of your plants. These are going to come back year after year. So you don't, if you plant them around, if you have like a real pond and you plant these around the outside of the pond, you won't have to overwinter them. They'll kind of hibernate and then they'll come back. So iris are really cool. They're hardy, and they come back year after year, and then they spread with runners. So eventually you'll probably have to dig some up and give them away or throw them away or whatever you want to do with them. Yeah, but whip. It's a tall grass looking plant, and they produce a beautiful flower. And they actually, like, in your summer tubs, they they grow, but you can grow these bare root whip. So um, and again, they look really cool. So you could accent other plants. Um, and again, you can grow these bare root in a tub. So I really like iris. Because they pull a lot of nutrients out of the tubs. All right. Again, I'll go back. I don't filter any of my tubs. I use plants, and iris is one of the plants that I really really like. Another one that I really like for filtering tubs is blue flag pickerel, which is endemic to the Northeast up here, so it's really hardy. Um, it's not the prettiest looking plant, but again, if you're doing tubs outdoors, you don't need to filter your tubs. Your plants will do it. These pull a tremendous amount of waste out of the water. So it's not always about how pretty they are. So that's what I got to say about that. But then, anyways, these are black gamecock. Another iris that we get, I don't have any right now, is the not the blue flag pickerel. That was the blue flag iris. So the blue pickerel is endemic to the Northeast, but the blue flag iris is endemic. The black gamecock grows up here, but it's originally from down south. So, anyways, that's what I got to say on that. So that's all iris. Let me see what else I got. I got one more layer, and I'm almost done. I didn't get a ton of plants, like a huge variety. I just got a lot of this stuff's bigger. Um, so it took 3 boxes to ship it to me. All right, that's a nice one. That's another Bengal Tiger Canna. Canna in general, um, the how you grow them are all about the same, but you'll get. The reason I like these is because they're not just the plain. If you go to your local garden center, they usually have one, like up here, the canna that they have up here. I forget the exact variant, but they're like a dark purplish, black looking leaf, and they all grow like a red flower. That's all the nurseries have up here. Um, but so I have the opportunity to get different variants, and you can see like how that leaf looks. That looks better than just a dark, plain, ugly leaf, in my opinion. So, and canna are like really easy. Um, I've grown these bare root, or not bare root, but just in pea gravel in a tub. So I don't know if you could see behind me, there, that pond basket. Put a couple inches of pea gravel in there. Um, put the canna in there, and then cover the base of the canna with a little bit more pea gravel. That's all you need. So, all right. Next up are, and I know these are not on the website because I'm not going to ship them, but if you're local or you're going to go to a swap or a meet I'm going to be at, if I have them in stock, I would definitely bring it to you. But this is corkscrew rush. I really like this plant. um, I probably could ship this. It depends on where it's going. If you're like far on the west coast, that's gonna cost too much to ship. But this corkscrew rush, if you could see this, um, is, what makes this a cool looking plant is just the style of leaf. Um, it doesn't produce really a lot of cool looking flowers. I never had it like really flower up too much for me, but just the way the leaf looks, and you could do your water garden, and maybe you could plant, you know, one of these, and a couple like iris near it, and then maybe put a canna you know, maybe put a canna near it, so you'll get some cool, like, different accent in the leaf style, and then the canna is going to produce a nice, beautiful flower. If you've never seen canna flower, then you're missing it. And they flower all the time. Once they get established and they're happy in their environment, they'll start flowering. But anyways, that's all I got. So the corkscrew valve, yeah, I did it. Didn't get a huge variety. Um, didn't get a huge variety, but I did get some really nice stuff. They sent me some good stuff. So, anyways, that's what I got. And it only took me 35 minutes to unbox that. Holy crap. Pretty fast. Keith, can Matt drive up to New York and pick up pond plants that he orders to save? Yes, he can. Come on, Matt. You sure can. I'm just going to scroll back up real quick because I know I missed how. Oh, Whip, just cover the top of the base of the roots to answer that. So this is in this pot right here. This pot's probably 2.5 inches tall. So maybe that's about it. Maybe not even that deep. Just cover the root base. But you could just grow it again. You can grow it in pea gravel. This works perfectly fine in pea gravel. And you can get, I think they're 50-pound bags, maybe 80-pound, maybe 50. But if you go to your local home center, Lowe's, Home Depot, probably at anywhere where they have like a garden center, they're gonna have like pea gravel. I know Lowe's has it. For like 50 pounds, it's like $8. The other day I was talking. Let me get over here. Hold on a minute, because I got a bunch of shit in the way. But the other day I was talking about, planting substrate for lilies. This will work too for lotus. I'm not a lotus expert, or I'm not an expert at anything really. I just talk a lot of crap. But this stuff right here, this is the open bag. I got a brand new bag. But this is Safety Zorb. This is Speedy Dry. Just make sure it doesn't have any other chemicals in it. But just as long as it has just the natural product that it is. Some people use kitty litter too, and that's basically what this is. But they market it as cleaning up oil spills and whatnot. This works really good as a substrate. It's inert though, just like pea gravel. It's inert, so for like hardy lily, you're gonna have to fertilize it. What I do here, I don't buy any special like root tabs for water lily. Not that they're bad; they're actually really good. You can go and get those at your pond center or whatever. I just use, just because I have them, and we sell the product, the Thrive caps, Thrive fertilizers. We sell those marketed towards aquariums. And the last couple of years, I've used the Thrive caps for my lilies, and they produced. I got a bunch of pictures I posted on Facebook. I get some nice flowers, a lot of lily growth. Maybe not as much as if I used more fertilizers that are specifically, manufactured for lilies. But I don't keep my lilies long term. We get the lilies in, and I'll pot them up to hold them. Unless I flip them right away. Sometimes you want a certain variant of lily, and I order it, I ship it, I get it in, I ship it out like that next day to you. So then I don't even do anything with them. I just bring them in, put them in a bag, send them back out. But if I'm gonna bring in stock, then I'll pot them up, and I use this, and then I fertilize with some Thrive root caps for the interim before you order it on the website, and then I pull it out of the pot and then I ship it to you. So, but yeah, can you go over how you plant a lily in a bucket? Hold on. Can I go over how I plant a lily in a bucket or nursery pot again? Oh, I keep it simple here, Coral. If you're gonna plant lily long term, you probably want to like look on YouTube. There's some like really good videos. There's a book that Ted Coletti wrote that gives you a lot of good insight on pond plants. But like I said, I just plant lily for temporary purposes, and um, basically you could use a bucket like this, or you don't need it a 5 gallon bucket, but maybe a 2 gallon bucket or a 2 gallon container. um, 1 gallon container works fine. um, but basically I put a couple inches of the safety zorb, so the clay in there. I lay the lily down. um, I put some fertilizer around the base of the lily, and then I bury uh, the rhizome of the lily with more clay, and then I usually will get a rock. I go and collect rocks down by the river. I know this guy that lives in a van down by the river. Um, if you ever met him, but anyways, I usually like lay a rock or two on top because sometimes they'll want to float up, and then I'll cover it. If I'm gonna keep it for a while, I'll cover it with some pea gravel, and then that's it, basically. So yeah, Jenna just put up the link for Ted's book. It's a good book, and it's actually inexpensive. So Coral, check that book out. I don't want to say it because I hate that place, but it's the only place that I know of you could buy the book, and that's Amazon. So I freaking hate Amazon. I really do. But Ted only sells it. It's published by, or yeah, it's published by Amazon or made by whoever he did a deal with. So um, okay, I'm scrolling up because I know I missed a bunch. So anyways, I'm scrolling back down. Ted doesn't have his own site. He just wrote that book. He wrote the first edition a while back. If Alishan is still here, Alishan knows. Alishan and Ted are like real good friends. But like the first edition probably come out maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. Um, but then I think he's on his third. He's updated it over the years, and I think the newest version, the newest release is like the third edition. So, um, but yeah, Andrew C. live stream on fire today. Well, thank you for joining, Mr. Andrew. What do you call a line of men waiting at a haircut? A barbecue. That's funny. Yeah. So, all right. Any of you guys have any questions on what you see me unbox? If you want to see anything closer up again, I'm just making sure. I got some of these plants. Hold on. If you could see, I filled up some of these little tubs I bought the other day at Tractor Supply and put some water in there just so these didn't dry out. It's hot out here. Well, it's hot with the fat guy sitting in the sun. I got the camera in the shade, but the pond plants are fine. We want to see you wade in the pond. No, I don't have enough water in there yet. And Alishan says, get the third edition of the book. What is the size of the bigger tubs? Chevy, I have tubs ranging from 35 gallons. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this off. I'm done unboxing. So let me flip the camera. Give me one momento. Let me get so I can see this better. Camera. Nope. Settings. Camera. Okay. You just got to give me a minute because Give me a minute because I'm stupid with this. But anyways, I got the smallest tubs I have. Get these wet. The smallest tubs I have are these are 35 gallons. You can get these at Lowe's or Home Depot, but the price of these went way the heck up. You used to be able to get this tub, I think, for around $40. But last time I seen it at Lowe's, it's up around 65 or 70 for the same exact thing. So to me, that's not worth it. But I like them. I do like them because they have like this in the plastic. They have these little shelves that are like molded into the tub, so you could set a pond basket up easily for your marginals. So they do work nice, but I don't think they're worth the price. Um, this one over here, this is I forget the brand name, but these are 110 gallons, and you can get these at Tractor Supply. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing. And then over here, this is this is 100-gallon Rubbermaid. You can get these at Tractor Supply. So these are called, if you're looking them up on Tractor Supply, they call them stock tanks. So this is what people buy for, for their farms, for their cows and horses to drink water from. And then I got these smaller tubs for holding plants. I'm not going to put fish in these. I got those at Tractor Supply too. These work really well right here for long-term planting of lilies and lotus. This is, I think, 6 or 7 gallons. I forget. It's on the tag when you go to your local Tractor Supply. But you'll find these like in the back corner of your Tractor Supply, back where they sell. They'll have the buckets as well, but then they also have different containers for like watering, like chickens and geese and turkeys and stuff. So you'll find these in the back corner of your Tractor Supply. And the biggest one, so you asked, the biggest one I have is this big Rubbermaid tub. And then this is 300 gallons. So that's the biggest I have. The biggest tub I seen at Tractor Supply, they have one there that's 600 gallons. That would be nice, but I have no way to haul it, and I really don't want to pay for it. But the big round ones, this is called a stock tank too. So yeah, that's a stock tank. These are all stock tanks. Um, these are actually sold as ponds. Like I said, I seen them at Lowe's and I seen them at Home Depot. So that's a 35-gallon pond. I think these are 35-gallon. And then they have some different ponds. If you go to Lowe's or Home Depot too, they have those ones that are like shaped like a kidney. Um, and then they got different. There's different sizes, so you just got to go look. But those start to get real expensive too. They got some that are 200-300 gallons, and then they have like different depths in the tub. So it might be like a foot, and then it drops down into like 2.5 foot section of the tub. Those are basic. Those are made for in ground. So you're gonna dig a hole in your yard and plop that in, and then landscape around it. I need a round stock tank that's like 8 feet across. That's the 600-gallon, I think, whip. So check out your farm supply stores, not just Tractor Supply. I mean, I'm not tooting their horn. That's just another big corporation. It's just they have them, so that's why I say it. And we don't have where I'm at locally. We don't have like a variety of farm and feed stores. We got Tractor Supply, and then that's all I really know of. I don't live on a farm no more, so get a Subaru Brat. They make them again. They used to make that Subaru Baja. I know they had the Baja like a long time ago. They were actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, Matt brings up a good point. scan Marketplace, because what's funny is talking about that, this 300-gallon is, I think, new at Tractor Supply is like around $300, like 280 something plus tax. So it's going to put you at $300. I found this one on Marketplace or Craigslist. I can't remember, but I seen it listed. Um, I contacted the guy. He ended up being not far from me, like maybe less than 5 miles. So I contacted him, and he said he listed it for, I don't know, it was still cheap, $150. But I called him and just told him, hey, I'm interested in that. And he says, if you come get it right now, I'll give it to you for $100. So I hooked up my trailer and I drove over there and we stuffed it in the back of my trailer. So I do have a trailer. So let me show you guys. I don't pull it to shows anymore just because of the price of gas has gotten stupid. And my little Subaru like consumes double the amount of fuel when I pull my trailer. But I do have a KJE mobile trailer. See, that's the suit. But I have this box trailer right here. It's all decked out. So I told you guys I used to rep Tropica. I still do, but to me they're overpriced, so I don't bring them in too much. So I had it logoed and I had bird shit all over it right there. So that's bird shit. But yeah, there's just a couple sponsors on there: Northfin, Fritz, Thrive, and Tropica. Might get some more on there. It's like getting a tattoo. But yeah, I bought this trailer, had it logoed up. Had it for a while now. So have it in the back. But yeah, I wish fuel didn't cost so much. But like if I pulled this down to the Keystone Clash, I'll spend like probably $200 in fuel just bringing it down there. So get me one printed, Matt. Get me one printed and I'll put one on there. It's getting windy and it's garbage day tomorrow and my shit's blowing around. Let me go take you out to the trash can here. Hold on. All right. So that's the tour of my yard. But yeah, that's what I got for plants. If you guys are interested, they're on the website. Here, I'm going to show Coral this one right here real quick. So this is temporary Coral. This is way too small for a permanent home, but this is Maxwell House coffee can. I have this red spider planted in it, but I did it the same way. And this one here is still just floating, and it's perfectly fine. And I have one planted over here. What is this one? This is Firecrest, but that's just a 1 gallon bucket or maybe a 2 gallon bucket Coral. And then of course this one here is just floating, but the one floating actually looks better than the one I planted. But they do, through shipping, your plants are going to go through a little shock. Same way with your fish. They take a little bit to adjust to whatever. So yeah. All right. So let me get in the shade because I can't see it. Oh, that actually works better. I should have been holding it that way. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, holler at me. Hold on, I see one. Tip on using them: drill a hole or holes 6 to 10 inches from the top to keep. Oh yeah, that is a good tip. I do have. See, I don't go 6 inches. I just go towards the top, but I got a 1/4 inch hole here, so that's an overflow. I don't put a lot in some of these smaller ones because I was breeding CPEs and stuff, so I don't want to lose fry. But all of these have a hole towards the top. You can see this there. That just keeps it from overflowing for the top. This one here has actually these are further down, so these are probably 4 to 5 inches from the top, but it's like little 1/4 inch holes. But yeah, you don't need power at all. Like I said, I have an old junky air pump. It's loud as hell, runs hot, but it's run for 3 years now. I set it up on this shelf here, and then I run a bunch of airlines off of that. I have like an air gang, and I run airlines to that, and I'll run just an air stone. That's it, just a basic air stone, nothing fancy, and then that's all we use. So just one of these old fashioned things right here. Drop that and it keeps them oxygenated. So when it gets like really hot, um, then there's more oxygen added. So. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm missing stuff, but yeah, air power in your tubs. Um, Again, I just explained that. So yeah, I have an old air pump. I just run, and I leave it outside. I used to cover it with like a plastic tote, try to keep the rain off it. But last year, the wind blew the tote off, and the pump got wet and still kept running. So I said, "F it," and then I just stick it out here. If that air pump quits, I'm not gonna cry. It's a air pump that I've had for a long time. It's one of those cheap ass ones you can get on eBay, but it's bigger. I don't recommend them at all for a fish room because they're extremely loud and they run extremely hot. But it's been running good outside, fine, and I don't care that it's loud. My wife initially didn't like it because she could hear it inside, but I kind of ignored her complaints, and then she stopped complaining. I think so, Whip. I think go. I know you got Tractor Supply, so go check out your local Tractor Supply, or you know you live out in the Midwest, so you probably got more farm and feed store type things. What's that other one that's in? I went to one when I was in Wisconsin. I really liked the store too. Um, it was like Tractor Supply on steroids. Menards, I think. So I bet you Menards might have them as well. Yeah. Hey, Coro. The funny thing about that is she's actually down in Puerto Rico right now, visiting family. So I could say that because she's not here. If I say that around her, she's Puerto Rican, I might get cut. So yeah, just bring a tape measure with you, Whip. And but those 600 gallons, I really like when they have. I think they have a plastic one, but they also have one that's like galvanized. I know Kelly uses the galvanized ones, and then she coats them with what's that? There was that product, Flex Seal. So you could buy some Flex Seal and then coat the inside of the galvanized ones. It's gonna make them last longer. The galvanized, I don't know if it leaches out into the water and harms the fish. I don't know, but they do eventually. Even though they're galvanized coated, they'll last a long time. But I've worked with metal for my whole life. And even though it's galvanized coated, that stuff eventually does rust. Stainless steel will rust too, depending on the grade. But yeah, I know. I talked to Kelly. I think she coated hers with that Flex Seal, that stuff that that they used to sell on the infomercials. But I think you could find Flex Seal now, um, pretty much in all your hardware stores. And then I even know they sell some at Dollar General. I've seen it. I'm trying to get back in the shade. I can't. It's too bright out here. Yeah, they it pushes air, Jeff. But like I said, I used to have it in the fish room, and like it heated the fish room. That's how much heat you couldn't. They ran so hot that if you held your hand on it, it would actually burn you. Don't fuck you, Matt. Fuck Amazon. Like you said that just to annoy me. F Kane, Flex Seal, Amazon go hand in hand. Yeah, yeah, asshole. Yeah, pond spray. You could probably coat them too with that same stuff you do like truck beds with, so that rhino mining stuff. There's a farming fleet in Illinois and a fleet and farm in Wisconsin. Cool. That's why I said it while she's gone, Matt. So, all right. I think I'm gonna go and put some of these plants away. I actually got to find room for the pond plants because I'm gonna leave them outdoors during the daytime, but I got to bring them in at night because we still have some airtime temperatures that are gonna drop below freezing. So I got to keep them looking good. They'll survive because, well, the canna might not. Canna is a tropical, but all the other ones I bought are hardy, so they'll survive the temps now, except they'll get beat up a little bit. Um, but yeah, I'll text her to. Yeah, you can, Matt. Yeah. So all right. So if I if I streamed on top of anybody, I didn't do it intentionally, as I don't. But again, any of you guys that do stream, just stream when you can. I really wouldn't worry about a schedule. I was trying to go earlier this morning, but the the flight got delayed. So what's messed up is I drove all the way to the airport. It wasn't extremely far. The airport from me is about 20 minutes. Um, and I usually check the flight schedule before I leave, and I didn't this morning because it's usually on time. But the one time I don't check it, I get to the airport and it's not there. So I had to turn around and drive back home and then reschedule the stream. And I usually don't schedule the streams like that far in advance, but Alishan asked me to schedule it so he knew what time. So I said, okay. So I had two strikes against me. I scheduled it like way earlier than I normally do. And then I left the house without checking the flight schedule. And lo and behold, I got no product when I wanted to get it. But, anyways. Yeah, don't stream over when I'm out in the rain. Yeah, my stupid phone has a cheap ass case and it gets water on it, and then I can't scroll. So you're right. Yeah, don't try to stream in the rain with the cheap ass phone cover on my iPhone. The water don't hurt my phone, but you get it between the case and the screen and of your case and the screen of the phone, and you can't scroll. And yeah, I do got to pack some orders, but anyways. Take it easy, people. Have fun. Peace out.